everybody. I am so excited to be on YouTube. Your girl got a camera for Christmas. I'm really in business. I want to welcome you to the newest edition on my channel called the Night Yap. So welcome to the Night Yap. You know, I have my jammies on. I hope you do too. I have some tea here. There's on beauty, fashion, or just kind of about life, just to talk. So maybe kind of like a girl chat, but kind of, you know. But the main stuff that I really wanted to get into today was Squid Game. So let's talk about Squid Game, because I'm not the only person that's been watching the show for the last 2 weeks. And I have so many theories, and I have so many, like, my head is just like going round and round and round. First of all, the fact that it took 3 years for the whole series to be done, and now we're just finally getting it. And I finished the whole thing in a day, literally one day, them 7 episodes very quickly. And I'm just like, I'm really sick of Gi-hoon, because I'm like, it's like, he's smart, but he does stuff. In the first game you played, number 001 was the old man. In this new game, the front man is the new man. And it's just like, what's not clicking here? What's not clicking for you? I don't really get it. I don't really understand like that's what was going on, but you know, whatever. I'm kind of irritated with the side story about the detective brother situation, and then the captain, us finding out that he was like messing up the whole operation, because I was sitting there wondering, why have they not found this island by now? Like, if you fish around the island, or you rescued him from this whole him falling into the cliff island situation, why can't they find the dang island? And then when he killed one of the, I think he was like a mercenary, when he killed like one of the mercenaries that was with the group, I was like, oh man. So I think that he has been hired by the front man to, I don't know, maybe just like keep watch over the island. And then what was also blowing me was, why, I don't understand why the front man joined the games. Maybe he's just trying to teach Gi-hoon a lesson or something, but like it kind of didn't make sense. With the old man, it made sense, because I get it, you're terminally ill and you do not want to spend your last days terminally ill, so that made a whole lot of sense. But the front man joining absolutely makes no sense to me, because you already won the games, you're the front man. Like, what? I don't understand what his end game was by doing that. And then the end just broke my heart with him killing a friend, and then it was just, oh, and then the marine who forgot to get the ammo. I was like, now you know that they needed you, because had they had that ammo, I'm not saying that they probably would have made it out of there, but they would have had a better chance, because their little uprising that they had going on was honestly working until they ran out of ammo, and then the front man betrayed them. Then I'm also a little bit scared for this pregnant girl, because I'm like, sis, honestly, the fact that she's made it this far is like phenomenal. I like her. I like the pregnant girl. None of them to me are at like I don't know how to say, I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's like Say Biak, but the girl from the first season that made it all the way to the end, and then Sang-woo killed her. Nobody's topping her. She's literally fire. However, I really do like the pregnant girl. Apparently, I think the actress who plays the pregnant girl on the show is like a famous K-pop singer, or I think maybe like a famous Korean actress, but she's really pretty. There are a lot of actually K-pop artists that I did not know about, or they might not even be K-pop. I think they're just Korean artists and television stars that are in it. I've been on like TikTok, like down like a rabbit hole about this stuff, and it's a lot. Like, and also let's talk about how everybody fine on this show. Like, the men are fine. I'm like, I'm gonna have to take a trip to Korea, because the detective fine, the front man fine. I forgot what player it was, but it's a bunch of them in there that are young, cute Korean men. My favorite is the detective. The detective, hands down. He's very attractive. And I was down like a rabbit hole on TikTok, like looking at all his, like, they would make like all the edits of him and stuff. He's really cute. And at first I didn't think the front man was attractive, but like seeing more pictures and videos of him, and I'm like, he's actually very attractive too. Like, the cast as a whole, they did that. Like, they look really good. Oh shit, that was kind of hot. But yeah, like, that show has been consuming my time for the last 2 weeks, and now that like you know, the holidays are over, getting back to reality, it's like, dang, I don't know what I'm gonna watch now because I didn't watch that. And I've watched it twice. I haven't just watched it one time. I've watched it 2 times, and I'm probably gonna watch it again because there's stuff that I missed. Like that whole like Mingle song that they were singing, rewinding it back and back and back to listen to the song. So just crazy. What is a brand that y'all think is like super underrated, I would say? And for me, I guess it's not super underrated, but to me, I don't think it gets the attention in America as much as the other brands get. But Kiko Milano, super slept on. They have amazing products. They have amazing Milano lipsticks, like lip glosses. Like this isn't even half of them. Let me find one. Another one. Ooh. Oh shoot. 6 in my hand right here. Like they are super slept on. Not worldwide, but I feel like in America. Drop another brand, a brand that you guys think is like kind of slept on. But this is mine, and they have bomb products that everybody should go ahead and like check it out. They're really good. I don't know. A little bit about me, background. I used to be a makeup artist. I'm originally from Atlanta. I just recently moved to Chicago a little bit over a year ago. So this is kind of like a new journey for me. But makeup has pretty much always been a part of my life, a part of my story. As far as I can remember, I've always been super interested in it, always been very enamored with it, always collected things, always had any and every makeup product known to man. I didn't really start like wearing makeup until I was in like high school though. And even when I was in high school, I didn't wear like foundation or concealer or anything like that. It was more so just like a it was more so just kind of like eyeliner, eyeshadows when I like first kind of started with it. I would do my eyebrows, I would do mascara. But like it wasn't like what I do now at all. And I remember when I was in high school, I had done like this smoky blue eye look with like blue under, like I was just very extravagant and extra, and I didn't really know what the hell I was doing, and it looked a mess. I thought I looked so cute, and my dad literally was like, I hate it, like you need to go home and like wipe it off, da 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 da. Whatever. I didn't really start beating my face until I got to college, honestly. When I got to college, like when my freshman year of college, if I have a picture, I'll put it over here, but I don't know if I can find one. Beating my face my freshman year, I think I wore like MAC powder, eyeshadow, mascara, and I had like started putting on like strip lashes, like Ardell wispies, like nothing crazy. And it wasn't until my sophomore year that while I was home for this, I think I came home for the summer, makeup artist in Atlanta, her Instagram is Barkia Beauty, and she is literally such a talented artist, and I literally paid her, it was probably nothing near what it is now because she's very talented. Her prices have definitely gone up from like damn near 10 years ago now. I went to her suite and I brought her my makeup, and I used some of her, and she had some of her makeup because she's a makeup artist, and she literally taught me how to beat my face right there in the room. And so literally like going into junior year, like I knew how to beat a face. Like my face was beat like from then on. Like I knew how to put the lash on, the contour, highlight, everything. And then from then, it's just, makeup is just practice. Like you have to practice. Anybody that you see that's amazing, or that they do the best soft glam, or they have really pretty makeup, or they have, you know, whatever it is, they have practiced, I promise you, a million, trillion, bajillion times. Like makeup is not something that you just like, unless, I mean, not overnight, but you do have to practice. And then you get better. So I practiced all the time. Like I was always doing makeup, always doing makeup. So at one point I got to the point where I was like, well, what if I just start doing other people's makeup? Like, why don't I just start doing other people's makeup? So I would literally do my line sister's makeup in my dorm room. It was like an apartment. Actually, at this point I was in off campus. I was in my apartment. So in my room, in my 5-bedroom apartment, I would have my line sisters come over and I would do their makeup, or my friends, and I would do their makeup. And I just started to fall in love with it, kept doing it. Fast forward to when I graduated from college, I kind of didn't really know what I was going to do with my life at that point at the time, but I was still really passionate about makeup. So I started out mentors, and I moved back to Atlanta because I went to the Ohio State University, so that's in Columbus. I moved back from Columbus to Atlanta, and I just kind of started I found a mentor. She kind of took me on her wing. I went to like a makeup school and they taught me some more things about like more like sanitation stuff and like my artistry. And from then I just kind of started doing it. I really did enjoy doing makeup. It's just not, it's a really, really, really hard job. And I feel like a lot of people give makeup artists a really hard time. And I don't think they really know how difficult that job is. Like, think about when you do your own makeup, right? You know your face. You know exactly what looks good. You know what not looks good. You know your face shape. You know your eye shape. You know, I mean, some people don't even know those things, like the cord that goes with that. So think about having to know how to do that for anybody that comes and sits in your chair. Any skin color, any race, any tone. And on top of that, then you have to deal with the energy of the client. And sometimes it can be very positive and uplifting. And sometimes it can be very negative and just not so great of experience. Because what I've noticed is a lot of people have a lot of negative connotations about makeup, men especially, but women too, especially older women. They're very negative and just not very open to things when it comes to makeup. They're very like, or the phrase of, honestly, people in general are really negative when it comes to makeup. I don't want to look like a clown. I don't want to do this. And as an artist, it's very like, so you saw the pictures that I posted on my page. You see my work. Why come into my space, into my chair, and disrespect what you've seen? Like, I'm not gonna let anybody, have you seen anybody on this page that looks a mess? They just give you a really, really hard time. As an artist, you have to develop really tough skin. It's your craft, so you know like the quality of the work that you're doing. But it's really difficult kind of just dealing with the public. Think about any like service job or like any retail job where you're constantly working with the public. It's kind of like that, but on a smaller scale. But it is at the same time very rewarding if you're a creative person. I am very creative. I love making people feel beautiful. I love kind of transforming people, making them feel nice, experimenting with different colors, using different products. I really enjoy my time as a makeup artist. I did weddings, I did photo shoots, I did graduations, I did literally everything you could think of. Retired now, unfortunately, due to me moving to Chicago, which was unexpected logistically for me to kind of pick it back up where I currently live now. It's also a hassle. Equipment, your kit, which has all the foundations in it, all your makeup in it. You have to bring a light, your chair, you have to have transportation, you have to bring sanitation stuff. So it's like a lot to do. And I had a car when I was in Atlanta. I don't have a car here, so it's convenient. But honestly, the main reason why I don't do makeup anymore is because I just am not as passionate about it as I used to be. I used to be very, very passionate about this, and it brought me joy, and it was exciting. And just towards the end, to me, it just became something that I was just doing for money, which is fine, but I just wasn't passionate about it. And I became much more passionate about education and teaching people and content creating. So that's kind of how I've pivoted here. And I also worked at Sephora. I can give like a little bit of like time about that. You're gonna want to take a seat so we can talk about my time at Sephora. So, like many people who do makeup or like are in the makeup world, I worked at Sephora. I worked at Sephora for about 2 years. Yeah, 2 years. I worked at Sephora for 2 years, just part-time. My experience is just a little bit different. I wasn't a full-time employee, so from that perspective, I only worked part-time. The busiest time, obviously, if you've ever been to Sephora on a weekend, it's always very busy. There's a million people everywhere touching everything. I have mixed reviews. So I'll give you the good and then I'll give you the bad. I'll give you the good, the bad, the ugly. Okay, so here's the good. I have met so many people and so many friends by working at when I worked at Sephora, like people that I'm still friends with this day, like very close friends. You encounter a lot of different people when you're working in a retail environment, but the relationships that I made, the people that are there, like I'll never take that for granted. Like I gained that from that situation. I would also say some good things. But Sephora is a great company to work for. It's a really good place to work. You kind of just like planning makeup all day, so that's kind of like a makeup person's dream, which I really like. Seeing new products, new displays. I really liked working there from that aspect. But honestly, y'all, I am not passionate about retail or working with people in a retail environment. It's just not me. I worked in like a restaurant or been a waitress or worked in a retail space or really anything that's customer facing to the public. You just know how absolutely horrible people are. It just doesn't make any sense. Like that you can come into an establishment and just have the nastiest attitude ever for absolutely no reason. It was just so baffling to me because I could just never wrap my brain around or understand like why you would treat another person like that. I guess because I wouldn't treat somebody like that. Like if I go to I go to Starbucks or I go to somewhere or I go sit down at a restaurant, like I just make it my mission to not be an asshole. So I don't know, they just would come in there on 10 and it didn't make any sense to me because I'm like, it's not the DMV, it isn't jury duty, like this is fun, it's Sephora, there's makeup in here, like we're not forcing you to be in here, like why do you always have an attitude? Like that was a part about it. We're getting into the bad. I just didn't really like people always had a bad attitude. Or again, the negativity around makeup, I absolutely hated that. People will come in and be like, oh, well, I don't really like makeup, but I wanted to come here and try this. And then, mind y'all, person who says they don't like makeup would come in there and ask for a full coverage foundation. How you don't like makeup, but you want to come in here and ask me to swatch a full coverage foundation on you, and you just told me that you don't like makeup? Come on now. And every single time, without fail, I will literally swatch it for them and they'll be like, I don't like it. Of course you don't like it because you don't like makeup. I don't even know why you came in here, honestly. I really don't. And if you really don't like makeup, you shouldn't have been coming in here for a damn full coverage foundation. It just made no sense. Like, you didn't want to start small. You want to start with no powder, little concealer, little nothing. You want to go straight to that? Crazy. Or then it would just be like people were like super needy. I didn't like that either. I'm just not fit to work in that type of environment because I was just like, I cannot do this. I really don't. I don't want to help you if you're bad at it. I don't want to help you if you're going to ask me 8 million questions about the same thing. And or when I would like recommend, I would recommend like so many products. If they didn't like something, I'm like, or these are 4 different other options. They'll be like, okay, I don't like either one of those. It's just like, I couldn't do it. The part that I did like about there though is the education, which I still, like that now. People who actually want to learn and are interested about makeup. It's one thing if you don't know how to do makeup and you don't know what to do. That's one thing. We will help you. There are so many talented artists in Sephora. They will help you. They will help you. And I would help those people. But it's when you come in there with a stank attitude is when I'm like, why are you here? So I would love people that really weren't that versed in makeup and I could like help them like get their makeup bag together. I used to love that. Yeah, I just don't like working in retail. I had a retail job in high school. I used to work at Abercrombie & Fitch. Hated it. Hated it. Hated it. And I worked at Abercrombie & Fitch before the rebrand, right? Okay, so when they were still racist. Back then, like, it was just... No, hated it. But yeah, I'm just not... I don't like retail. That's probably one of the main reasons why I didn't like it. But Sephora as a whole, like, love Sephora down. Love the discount, but outside of that, not for me, which is why I ended up quitting and no longer work there. And that was like almost 2 years ago now.